Dear students, welcome to our science episodes. Today we are going to discuss properties of sound waves. What is sound? Sound is an external stimulus that affects the ear and causes hearing. It is produced by a vibrating object and stops as soon as the bodies stop vibrating. Look to this picture. This is playing with a guitar. Vibrations of the guitar string causes sound. So, sound is produced by vibrating objects. Why does the sound of bees stop when the bees stop flying? Simply because the bees' sound comes from the wings while they are flying. So, when they stop flying, the sound will stop. Sound waves are known to be mechanical waves. They need a medium to propagate, and they are also known to be longitudinal waves because the particles of the medium vibrate in the same direction of the propagation of the waves in the form of areas of compression and rarefaction. Sound waves do not travel in space because in vacuum or in space, no particles for sound waves to propagate. There is no air. Can we hear sound from all directions of the sound source? Yes, of course. Sound waves spread in all directions from its source in the form of spheres, where the center of these spheres is the sound itself. What is meant by the wavelength of sound wave is 1.5 meters. This means that the length between two compressions or two rarefactions is 1.5 meters. And if you remember, we said before that the crest of the wave is represented by the compressions and the rarefaction area is represented by the trough. So, the distance between any two compressions or any two rarefaction is called the wavelength. Sound wave speed. Sound travels in air at an approximate velocity of 340 meters per second. And the wave velocity equal to the wavelength multiplied by the frequency of the wave. Now, can you calculate the wavelength of a sound wave that travels in water with velocity 1,500 meters per second and frequency 10 kilohertz? Remember that the sound wave velocity equal to the wavelength multiplied by frequency. Wavelength equal velocity divided by frequency. Frequency equal 10 times 1,000 equal 10,000 hertz. Wavelength equal 1,500 divided by 10,000 equal 0.15 meter. Sounds heard by the human ear can be classified into two types: musical tones and noise. Let's see together. The musical tones have uniform frequency and are comfortable to be heard, like the violin, the flute, and the piano, musical instruments. While the noise have non-uniform frequency and it is uncomfortable to be heard, like the drill and the sound of a hammer. What are the effects of noise on people? Noise has harmful effects on human ears and the nervous system. Did you see earplugs before? They are made of silicon and they take the shape of the external ear canal. They block sound waves and they are used to protect ears and avoid the hazards of noise in loud environment. Now it's time for questions. Complete the following sentences. Sound propagates with a velocity of 340 meters per second in the form of mechanical waves, in air, in the form of mechanical longitudinal waves. Sound waves propagate in different media in the form of spheres, forming areas of compressions and rarefactions. Musical tones have uniform frequency, unlike noise. Thank you. Dear students, thank you for watching and see you later in other science episodes.